Oh man, I am back. And we are back with another challenge video. But if you look at the screen, it's not PvZ 1, and definitely not PvZ 2. So, today is going to be the first ever challenge video on Plants vs Zombies Neighborhood Defense. And by the thumbnail, you can tell that it is about Instas, and only Instas. Now, this is more of a throwback to one of my early videos back on my channel, and well, that video was really fun to make, and a lot of y'all enjoyed it. It got like 1.7k views, and you know, a lot of people liked it and said nice things about it. And well, I liked it, I appreciated it, and the challenge was fun itself. But, we're doing this challenge, or that challenge, on this video, where can you beat PvZ Neighborhood Defense with only insta kills. Now, let's talk about the rules. 1, what are instas? Essentially plants that do something instantly under like some sort of condition, like potato mine, like, you know, he's an insta kill, you know, because he will pop up and instantly blow up on a zombie touching it, or squash will instantly jump to a zombie and crush it, and you know, etc. Now, only plant that you may be confused about later on is like guacamole, and you're probably thinking, how's he insta? If placed far away, he's not, but if you place it on a zombie, it is actually really just an insta, but really expensive, so don't expect much of him. But other than that, I just want to say, hope you all enjoyed the video, and if you want to see more like Plants vs Zombies Neighborhood Defense challenges, then tell me in the comments, or just like the video or something, or I don't know, share your own ideas in the comments. And other than that, enjoy. Okay, so starting off at level 5, I just want to say a few more things before we start with level 5, because it's not really a hard level. 1, if you're wondering how I have every plant unlocked in World 1, this is a replay of me doing this, so I have every insta unlocked. Now you're probably thinking, well, why would you do that? Well, first of all, when I tried doing this, you know, by restarting the game, let's just say like 90% of the levels were impossible, and yeah, I didn't even get to nighttime. Literally, I lost on like multiple levels in the daytime. And let's just say Cherry Bomb and Potato Mine do not carry in every level, so that was definitely a no-go. But hey, you may think, oh, the challenge is too easy now because we have Ghost Pepper and Toxic Shroom and all these other guys way early on. And well, it does make it easier, but at the same time, it also got really difficult at times because, remind you, instas usually have a long cooldown before actually being able to use. So yeah, I can't just spam these. But other than that, I just want to add one more thing too, is a rainbow meter, if that makes sense, I guess. So if you see the text at the top of the screen where it says like level 5 or whatever level we're on, the color will change depending on the difficulty. So basically red the most difficult, and then like, you know, the lower end is like easy levels. We'll just say white is the easiest for now, okay? But if it turns red, that means the level is really difficult, and the higher the color, the harder the difficulty, I guess we'll say. But other than that, level 5 was pretty simple. I mean, like, paper throwers are annoying, and I mean really annoying in this challenge. Why? Because a lot of instas don't, you know, kill it. Or I guess they do, but they have a long cooldown. And paper thrower come out a lot more than my plants can even counter them. So, yeah, fun times. And Potato Mine doesn't do anything against them, really, unless you place on the 9th or the 8th column. But who's gonna do that? Who knew art could be so dangerous? Statues cause so many problems than it has to actually be. Okay, 1, they're statues, meaning that they crush your plants whenever they move over them. Problem with that is that my instas take forever to come off cooldown. Literally, they take forever. They may be powerful, but geez, instas take forever to come off cooldown. So if you have like a Toxic Shroom or an Iceberg Lettuce pre-placed, and it gets crushed by a statue, say goodbye to your plant. You won't see him until like 5 years later. And what makes it also annoying with statues is that they spawn a basic after. Which you're probably thinking, well, basics aren't threatening. Well, guess what, Sherlock? I had to use instas against them. And we all know that instas aren't the most efficient way to kill a basic, as there's like 10,000 ways to kill a basic without using instas. But I'm doing it only insta challenge, so I have to use the insta. Now, Toxic Shroom is pretty viable against, you know, the statues, since most statues are actually pretty, like, close to each other whenever they're launched out. But it doesn't help, though. And we also can destroy them with Squash and Ghost Pepper, but like I said, they have long cooldowns, so I don't always have a Ghost Pepper and a Cherry Bomb and a Squash off cooldown. But other than that, level 6 was slightly annoying, but it wasn't like overly difficult. You know what they say, no statues, no problem. And that quote really fits into this level because no statue is actually, there's no problem. Like, I mean, what can I say? Like, there's no statues, this level is mad easy. Like, I fell asleep, basically. Okay, exaggeration, I didn't actually fall asleep, but this level you could basically just kind of like not pay attention to because the only real like difficulty was your patience on the final wave because the final zombie just takes forever to die. Because on the final wave, you use all your instas to defend yourself. But other than that, let's move on to level 10. Level 10. We're finally in the double digits. And let's just say, statues are back. Again. Yay. Also, gardeners are, something alright. So basically what gardeners do is they shoot this poison glob. It basically gets on your plant. Your plant says yucky, and they die, eventually. Basically, a poison effect. Now you're probably thinking, why this a bad thing? Well, two things. One, Potato Mine definitely falls off against him because Potato Mine, he only can blow up if a zombie touches him. And let's just say gardeners are kinda smart, so they would just kinda like poison him to death before they touch it. Not all the time, but they can do that, I'm pretty sure. And two, second problem is that it can work with basically any insta. Now, you're probably thinking, does it actually kill like other instas like Cherry Bomb, Ghost Pepper, and other stuff? No. Potato Mine is obviously like the main one I'm talking about, but the other ones can still get affected by the poison. Okay, level 11 actually shakes things up a tiny bit. Now, I forgot to say this last level, that there's a flag zombie, okay? And we all seen the flag zombie in this game. Heck, you even seen this video. But you haven't seen the buff version of it, where it makes zombies on the final wave essentially twice as fast as they are. Now you're probably thinking, okay, well, why is that a problem? Well, first of all, they're twice as fast. Two, I mean, look, this level will really take that gimmick and makes it the entire thing of the level. So every zombie in this level is twice as fast, which is terrifying. Because my instas are really slow at recharging. Now, it's not the worst thing ever because we can just ice room stack and then, you know, spam ice room to our heart content, but I'm just saying, the speed does make a tiny difference in this level. It must be Friday the 13th with all those zombies over there. But on a serious note, the zombies over there aren't that threatening. Yes, pole vultures are scary, but instas one-shot them. I mean a lot of instas one-shot them. Plus iceberg lettuce and ice room can stall it, so it doesn't really matter anyways. Really, the main counter against pole vultures I used were Cherry Bomb, Squash, and Ghost Pepper. I also bought Blowover in case they like jumped over a sunflower and I needed them to go backwards. But other than that, statues were here and they weren't too bad, honestly. They didn't show up as much as I thought they would, so statues were pretty okay. Very lightly okay. But other than that, level 13, pretty simple. Level 14 is really easy, but at the same time, it's really annoying because the way you beat the level is by killing the zombies on the right of the lawn. And there's the zombie with the targets in front of them. And once you kill 3 of the zombies with the targets, then you win. Well, here's the problem. Most of the instas can't reach them. The only instas that can reach them are Doomshroom and Jalapeno. And let's just say I don't have Doomshroom, so yay. 2, Jalapeno takes forever to recharge. So I have to sit there and wait for a solid like 3 minutes and 30 whatever seconds just to burn 1 row of these zombies. And you're probably thinking, just Guacodile, you know, like place it on a basic and it'll bite down the lane. Weird part is that they're immune to Guacodile biting. I don't know if these zombies are like crocodile bulletproof or like whatever, but yeah, let's just say Guacodile doesn't work against them for some reason. Even in this clip, it just kind of runs by them without hurting them. So you have to just wait for Jalapeno to come in at least 3 times. And then once you're done with that, you beat the level. But other than that, those are the last level in World 1. And let's move on to World 2 with nighttime, where things do get darker. Metaphorically and literally. Level 16. A pretty easy level. I mean, nothing much to say since it's, the first night level, so it'd be kind of weird if it was difficult. But other than that, the gravestones are a persistent threat throughout this world. Because holy cow, they can screw us over bad. It can destroy my potato mines, it can move my plants around. Basically, whatever you think of, a gravestone can somehow do, don't question how, but it can. Other than that though, like I said, level 16 is pretty simple. Level 17 is basically level 16. I mean, it has statues, but like, they aren't too bad in this level. And plus, I mean, it's basically the same zombies. I mean, like, seriously, I mean, we have gardeners, which are kind of annoying, but other than that, this level is pretty simple. Is there much for me to say on level 19? I mean, you got Torch, I guess. I mean, he burns your plants, which is threatening, but we have Ice Troop and Iceberg Lettuce, so it makes it really easy to deal with him. Now, if we don't have either of those guys off cooldown, then I guess he is kind of threatening, but we can just squash a potato mine torch zombie, and he becomes useless once again. Other than that though, level 19 just speaks for itself. Simple level, spam Toxic Room, and you're basically good. Of course, we had to cross paths with Necromancer. Necromancer shows up, and you know how earlier I was talking about how like gravestones can be made by themselves or be made by zombies? Well, this is one of the zombies that can make it. And let's just say he's kind of annoying. He always been annoying, but now like here he's kind of extra annoying because if he places a gravestone on my squash or my potato mine or ghost pepper, it will just remove it or just move it out of the way, which is super annoying. And level 22, the first level, I am proud to say that this is a halfway difficult level. Now why? Well, level 22 is definitely something. Okay, first, the zombie spam was something in this level. And 2, statues. Statues are back for around, however, I don't know how many times they came back, but statues are back. And they are annoying as ever, as they kill my ghost peppers and literally kill everything in their way. Also, gardeners. Now you're probably thinking, well, gardeners aren't that threatening. Well, yeah, they aren't that threatening if you have a counter. If I don't have anything to counter them, they kill all my sun producers. And no sun equals no instas. So we had to let this lawnmowers really go on the final wave because I didn't have enough instas for every single row to be stopped. We didn't lose, but we could have lost if false plays would have been made. The jump in difficulty from level 22 to level 25 is actually astronomical because holy cow, adding footballs and statues and necromancers make this level so much more difficult than it has to actually be. Now let me explain why. Well, first of all, statues. They are annoying and they spawn way more zombies than there has to be. 2, necromancers. They spawn graves where it can mess up my plant placement, or it just makes, me have to use more grave busters, which means more sun wasted. And the final thing, footballs. The reason why footballs are a threat, because you may be thinking, oh, well, you can just one-shot them with squash, right? True, you can. And you can one-shot them with basically any insta. But here's the problem. It's the actual football themselves. Because the football it shoots will shoot at a random plant in a row, okay? That means the football will come down that lane. But after the football is like tossed and hits a plant, it will do very small damage. But let's say it hits a potato mine. That potato mine will blow up on the football, meaning that it got wasted on a non-zombie item, or thing I guess. And it got wasted on a football instead of the football zombie that's running down the road. This level was just something else. Okay, level 27. A pretty simple level, and this is actually the night level, though, not the night level. This is the last night level that will be shown because it's actually nothing after this, really. This level introduces a new gravestone, but it doesn't matter since we run Instas. But other than that, this level is really simple. But let's move on to World 3. Level 32. Now level 31 was basically this level, but way simpler because it's introducing the pool gimmick. And let's just say, having 6 rows and 2 lanes where most of my instas can't even touch sucks. The only insta that can actually go in the water or even do anything to the water area is Cherry Bomb, Jalapeno's costume, Ghost Pepper, Tangle Kelp, Guacodile, and yeah, that's basically all. And Toxic Shroom, but like that doesn't really do much. Other than that, Potato Mine and Squash are complete no-goes in the water. And why does it suck? Well, because zombies, and I mean any zombie, can go in the water. Yeah, if you fought in the first game, only Ducky Tube can go in the water and snorkels. Nope, you can have a football run into the water. So yeah, let's just say that sucks. But other than that, level 32 itself was a pretty simple level. Just the water ambushes are kind of scary. Okay, level 33. Honestly, my reaction was kind of... Yeah, that was my reaction. And let's just say snorkel zombies were pretty easy. Now, they are fast underwater, so that is kind of scary, but other than that, I mean, 2 Guacodiles, 1 Ghost Pepper, 1 Jalapeno, like, can easily kill a snorkel. Other than that though, statues are back again, and well, the work of art is here to cause more problems. They aren't too bad in this level, but let's just say they aren't the most nice things ever. Honestly, the hardest part was just waiting for Ghost Pepper to be ready to go in the water. Because mind you, the waters are getting crowded, and they're going to become way worse way later on. It's crazy how we go from a really easy level to a really difficult level. Now this level isn't red. It's not light red. It's orange. And I'll explain why. It is hard, but it's not like insanely hard. You know, like it wasn't like, wow, I'm about to go crazy difficult, you know? Now let me explain. First of all, footballs, again. 1, they're fast. 2, like I said, the football thing, and it builds a potato mine, which is annoying. I don't have potato mine here because I knew not to bring it. 2, pole vultures are here, which you may not think they're threatening, but without Ghost Pepper, I can't really kill them, because I'm not going to waste my squash, because if I do that, then a football comes down the lane, and I had nothing for him. Because Toxic Shroom can't kill a football by itself. So I have to say squash, or Ghost Pepper, for certain zombies. Not only pole vultures and footballs are here, we have necromancers and snorkels. Why are there so many special zombies in this level? I don't know, but let's just say necromancers were also annoying. Gardeners were fine at best. I mean, they didn't do too much, but they were still like annoying because, you know, they could poison my plants at any time. But seriously, this level was just bad. Like, I mean bad. The only reason why it's orange is because I can ice room stack, where I had a bunch of ice rooms ready for the footballs. If this level was night, it would have been red. This level is pretty chill, with a pretty chill zombie. Ice Cube is introduced in this level, and let's say Ice Cube is pretty nice. It's basically Paper Thrower, but way less annoying. But other than that, level 35 was pretty easy. Okay, I'm not gonna say much for this, because this level was something. Ducky Tube used Splash, and it actually did something. It was effective for once. Crazy. But let's just say Ducky Tube, if left unchecked, is actually a threat. Why? Because it makes puddles of water. But not just puddles, it makes full-on like actual puddles where you cannot place non-aquatic plants. If you place an aquatic plant on it, it's fine, but if you place like squash or potato mine, say goodbye. And yeah, other than that, Ducky Tube is kind of annoying, but he's not like difficult on his own. He's just annoying if you can't hit him because your insta take like 10 years on the recharge. So other than that, let's move on. I'm not gonna say anything for this level. This level, for some unknown reason, was really difficult. Now, I'll try my best to explain why. Now, first of all, we had ducky tubes, again. 2, snorkels, again. And footballs, yay! Amazing, in the daytime. Which may sound good, but like I said at the start of this world, where, you know, any zombie can go in the water, yeah, football can just now run in the water. Meaning that I only have basically like 3 counters against them because 1 ghost pepper can't kill a football, which sucks. So all I have is cherry bomb and tango kelp and jalapeno. Other than that, football basically gets a free lawnmower. But ice cream stack does help. If you do not ice cream stack, you will probably lose. I'm not gonna lie. And you'll probably see why this challenge would be impossible if I tried playing this from the start of the game and restarting. Also, Track Can's a zombie in this level. He's not really threatening, as Toxic Shroom can literally kill it in like just seconds. But holy cow, the lawnmowers I lost were insane. And I'm just gonna let this clip play out at the end because holy cow, I don't know what to say for it. And level 39 is possible. With a bit of luck, you can do it. I got nothing to say for this level. Now, I want you to take a look at the bottom right of the screen. Tell me what you see there. Oh, you see 5 flags? Yeah, same. Now your reaction is probably like, oh shoot. Yeah, that's my reaction too. Because holy cow, this level is impossible. If you have Doomstream, you probably could beat it, but holy cow, this level is just wow. I can't really say much for it. Well, I'll explain what I can. Well, first of all, it has rocket zombies, which if you know what they do, they have a rocket on their heads. They blast basically all the way to your 5th and 4th column, and you have to deal with basically a basic zombie that's right near your like 5th column and 4th column, which is super annoying. 2, footballs are in this level. Yep. And 3, ducky tubes are also in this level. And let's just say when you combine those 3 zombies together, a rusher, a tanker, and 1 zombie that just makes the map way more annoying, you basically get the level that's impossible for any Insta to survive in. Because it's either you're going to lose to ducky tubes because they make too much water everywhere, you lose to footballs because they're too fast, or you lose to rockets because they get to the back of the defense too fast. And I ran out of sun too, so it wasn't even worth trying. At most, I got to wave 3, and that's all. Yeah, this level is sadly impossible.
No.
Okay, so you're probably thinking, man, this level's impossible too? Yeah. I mean, if you couldn't tell by the zombies and by the objective, then yes, it definitely is impossible. I mean, just look. We had to use sunflowers, right? And we only had 4 of them. Not only that we only have 4 sunflowers, we had to do it slower car zombie. And he takes your sun. Meaning that if I ever so misclick or don't get the sun quick enough, boom, all the sun is gone. And you're probably thinking, well, Instas aren't that expensive. And you'd be right. But adding potato mine over and over and over definitely adds up. So me spamming 50 sun, 25 sun, 75 sun over and over adds up to the point where I don't have enough sun to even do it every row. I mean, just look. I mean, like, we had to do it like 6 different rows, but like 100 sun. How do you even do this? So yeah, this level is part of the challenge because I can choose my plant, but it's sadly impossible. At least this level is consistent though, because the last level was also impossible, so I guess consistency is a thing? Yay! Okay, in terms of difficulty, level 44 is actually not as bad as the other ones, but it can get that bad. Now, level 44 is interesting because you only can place something or plant on columns 1 to 4. If you try placing past that, it will not let you do that. Which means less pre-placing of my tanglecoats and my potato mines and all that stuff, because I need space for sunflowers. And mind you, no sun equals no instas, and no instas equals death. So, it also introduces balloon zombies. Balloon zombies are fine. I mean, they're fast, but we have Blover, which hard counters them, so yeah, not really threatening. Other than that, rocket zombies are here, and they're annoying as ever. Other than that though, the level was really difficult because on the final flag, holy cow, it was just zombie spam. Like, it just, you see like 5 ice cubes, 2 buckets, 4 newspapers, like, not newspapers, paper throwers, like, you just see so much on the screen at that point. But other than that, with the help of lawnmowers, this level is easily doable. Just maybe a little bit of luck. Okay, level 46 is a pretty simple level. Only difference is that now the sun is going down, so now it's sunset or dawn. Only difference now that the sun only gives you 25 sun instead of 50, so I guess it's kinda sucks, but it's not that bad honestly. Other than that, the level 46 is a really simple level. Can't say the same for the next level though. Oh, also Zombonis, I forgot about them. I forgot about them because they don't really do anything. There is one thing they do though that is kind of scary in this game, is that they blow up plants around them. So yeah, if you kill it, it will blow up your plants. The final level in this video, or not in this video, but in this world I'll be showcasing. Every level after this is basically the same, and let's just say level 47 is really difficult. And it is possible if you have good enough luck. I didn't get good enough luck, so I just kind of skipped the level. But you can actually beat it if you have good luck. Now here's the reason why it's kind of sucky. Well, first of all, the lawnmowers. Our lawnmowers are disappearing for unknown reasons. Do not question where they're going. I don't know if the UFOs are taking them or if Robert is just stealing them for himself. I don't know. But yeah, the lawnmowers and pool cleaners are just gone magically. And that will make the level difficult because the water lanes are the main issue. Zombonis don't pose anything as a threat. It's just rocket zombies really. If you get good RNG where rocket zombies don't go in the water, then this level should be possible. Level 52 is a really easy level. The only funny part was that I got this achievement where you don't break the sign. Not even playing, that's actually an achievement. But other than that, this level is pretty simple. Okay, so what you see on screen, that it's raining. And the fact that it's raining is our greatest strength and our greatest weakness at the same time. Because the rain is RNG. It will make a puddle randomly on the lawn and it can kill your plant, or it will just make a puddle on an empty tile, which is the more optimal one that we want. And Tanglecoat is mad useful here because Tanglecoat can one-shot coffin zombies, which if you don't know what they do, coffins are basically just buffed up versions of bucketheads. And let's say they can survive an Insta, which is horrifying, but let's move on. Level 55. This level is interesting. So statues are back. I know y'all missed it. So statues are back and are not as bad. Not because like they don't come out often, it's because the puddles actually cut the momentum on the statues. Whenever the statue go in the water, they basically get halted by the water, so yeah, they don't get very far. And 2, jacks. Jacks are a wild card. I mean, they're threatening if they blow up, but literally you can just one-shot them, so like most of the time they're fine. But mind you, instas have a long cooldown, so if they blow up at the wrong timing, then jacks can get a lot of value off. But other than that, like I said, the rain is our greatest strength and our greatest weakness. I mean, just look at the lawn. Like, look at it. Like, basically the whole lawn is just puddles and streams of water. But other than that, level 55 was a pretty simple level. Okay, level 57. This level is really simple. Nothing special. I mean, I get the fog is here, but like, we have blowover, so it counters the fog. Other than that though, Paper throwers were extra annoying because I couldn't see where the paper throwers were at. Also, mystery boxes. They were also nothing special. The fact that this level is even possible with only Instas is actually a miracle. I mean, just look at the 3 middle rows. We had to do it fog and pool expanded, essentially. This level is just interesting. Luckily, the level didn't spam too many zombies, so that's why we won. Ghost Pepper and Tango Cup carries in the water lane, and Guacamole is, he's alright. He's just a bit too expensive at night. Other than that, though, this level is actually pretty simple. It just gets really difficult if you have bad RNG, which I had decent RNG in this run, so yay! Besides the track and doing that. If you ever end up in the hospital for whatever reason, this doctor will suck, because holy cow, Dr. Zombie is, he's annoying, as usual. He can heal zombies around him with the turret that he places down. And don't think, oh, the HP probably doesn't even heal that much. No, it can heal back entire arm. Don't question how, it just can. And it sucks. Also the wind gimmick. The wind is also introduced with ghost zombies. And let's say the wind and the ghost definitely are made for each other. Because the ghost zombie goes intangible, meaning that it won't be hit by anything or be stopped by anything. And the wind will push it forwards, meaning that if a ghost zombie reaches a plant, like a potato mine or a sunshroom, boom, it will just start floating by. There are counters against ghost zombies, but holy cow, if you let that thing slip by, you will really lose a lot more. But other than that though, this level is pretty self-explanatory. It just was kind of annoying, because Dr. Zombie literally counters Toxistrum, like hard counters Toxistrum. Does everyone remember 4-10? 4-10 PvZ 1, Dark Stormy Night? Yeah, remember how that was a conveyor belt? Well, this game says screw that, you had to choose your plant, and you can't see anything. Now obviously the main gimmick is that you're supposed to use Planter to see in the dark. But I don't have Planter in this challenge because last time I checked, Planter's not an Insta. So we are stuck here with not seeing 80% of the screen. Like, or most of the time. And the other 20% is seeing the zombie for like 2 seconds max. This level was actually possible somehow, even though footballs were here. The only reason it was possible because we had a lawnmower. And the one lawnmower moves around to the closest zombie near your house. Which actually means that you could be saved. I know, yay! You don't end up dying. But this level is still difficult regardless, because if you ever made one slip up, oh, it was over for you. If you lost the lawnmower early on, it's over. Basically, if you mess up, you were dead. If you couldn't see where the zombies are, or you looked away while the lightning strike happened, you were dead. I'm surprised this level was possible.
Hello there.
Okay, so you're probably looking at the level and thinking, man, pretty simple level, right? Okay, so first of all, you know how I kept saying the rain was our biggest strength and our weakness? Sadly, the rain was our biggest weakness here. Because I don't know what was up with the RNG, but there were too many puddles, like seriously. I could barely place down a potato mine without worrying that it would just drown eventually. 2. Magicians. Now you're probably thinking, they aren't that threatening. Well, yeah, if you play the game regularly, yeah, they aren't that threatening. But if you play with only Instas, they are. And here's why. Instas take forever to recharge. I know I keep saying this over and over, but it's the most true statement in the game. So, knowing that they take forever to recharge, Magician can clone themselves, like up to 3 times, or how many times they can do it, and Magicians will just clone themselves over and over, and it's annoying because that's a faster zombie on the field, or it heals a zombie that's about to die. So Magicians, if unchecked, and will probably get unchecked because you don't have an insta for every Magician that comes out, will just overrun you with too much zombies. Level 70, there isn't much to say really. I mean, you have the SWAT team here, I guess, but they aren't really that threatening. Basically, tank your screen doors. But other than that, level 70 is really simple, and will be the final level I'll be showing in this video because every level after is basically the same, because it's either conveyor belt or just an easier level, or not even that anything worth mentioning. So other than that, this is where the challenge ends. Okay, so the outro ain't gonna be too long, but I will put some stuff in the description to explain why I was gone for so long, and that stuff, and just stuff in general. And two, if you enjoyed this challenge, then like the video or even subscribe. This is the first challenge for PvZ Neighborhood defense, so cut me some slack. But I am out.